Yes, your toddler is going to test boundaries. Yes, you can give them consequences so they learn, but what we're not going to do is give them punishments and call it consequences, because there's a big difference, and one is going to help and one is not going to help. For example, if you tell your 3-year-old at lunch, don't climb on the table, we don't do that while we're eating, and then you turn your back and they climb right on up onto the table, yes, they were testing that. They want to know if you're serious and what the real boundaries are. You can absolutely set a consequence there. Sending them to the corner to put their nose in the corner for a timeout for 3 minutes because they're 3 years old is not a consequence. That's a punishment. It's a punishment. It makes them feel bad, makes them have pain or fear in some negative way so that they don't do the behavior again. It's not a consequence that's actually going to work because they haven't learned the skill they're missing to listen to you the first time, which was probably impulse control. Right? So a logical consequence could be, okay, I'm going to take the chair away and you can stand for lunch. Or, hey, you're showing me you're not hungry, so I'm going to put lunch away for 15 minutes. Or, I'm going to come sit next to you and I'm going to make sure you're sitting on your butt. Those are consequences that logically make sense. You have to understand from a child development perspective that a child under 7 is barely developing any impulse control and emotional regulation skills, if they have any at all. If they're on the younger side of 5, they pretty much don't have any. So you can't say that they're manipulating you or that they know what they're doing or that they're blatantly disobeying you, because those things require them to have the mental capacity to think of the intent of their actions. And that's not true. They're simply testing boundaries because they have no impulse control. They have no ability to stop themselves. So yes, have consequences. We're not going to be permissive and just let our kids do whatever the F they want to do, right? But we need to have logical consequences that actually make sense to their behaviors and teach them what they're missing and give them the tools so that they can start to make better decisions as they get older. And that does not come from punishments.